Hi, thought I'd do a quick video. One kid's at nursery and the other's having a nap, so I always sit outside and the sky's looking crazy. There's a crow in the tree. Shit. You can see it. You can see it. Look at the gardens are like shit all in it. You can't see me, can you? Where is it? That stick tree. You see it sat on top of that? It looks further away than it is, but there's usually 3 or 4 of them sat on it. Usually 3 actually. They come in and out. I've got a lot of tidying up to do, so I can't be out too long. But I just thought I'd just explain how I feel when I'm outside. Because it's like you can almost feel vibrations or resonance or frequencies or something when you're having different feelings inside, different thoughts. And like the sky sort of changes. I'm laughing because I keep trying to get people to look up into the sky, and there's definitely a few people going, yeah, actually, it does look different, but then they look down again and they don't want to look back up. But I just think all this, I know it's not just me who's looking at the sky, there's lots of people, and there's, yeah, I just think it would be nice for like the future generation to look back on how our generation was interpreting these environmental changes. I saw something the other day. I mean, here in England, it's been red hot for, like, I can't even remember the last time it rained, like a couple of weeks ago. And I don't like this really. Like, I like the sun, but not the heat like this. My skin is just itching, and I'm getting little prickly heat rashes. My dots, spots everywhere. But I've noticed that, like, my dog doesn't feel good sometimes. He doesn't like being outside. My friend's rabbits have developed white irises. They look like smoky white bits around there. They took them to the vet apparently, and it's just one of those things, nothing to worry about. But I was like, whoa, what's happened to your rabbits when I saw them? Because I'd not seen them since they'd not had these white eyes, both of them. And they live outside in a hutch, and they're in the garden all the time. And I don't know, you just got to think, haven't you? Like, my eyes feel and look different. Now there's 2 crows. Can you see the dots? There's 2 of them now. Let's see if another one comes in a minute. Yeah, so I'm just wondering if animals, if I don't know. It's just interesting for me to be able to look back on when I'm 50 or 60 and show my kids, like, you see, Mummy wasn't going through a mental breakdown, she was going through ascension, and she was noticing the things that we talk about now, hopefully. So yeah, and the other thing that I wanted to mention, that song's just reminded me actually. This song, Avicii, and he's just killed himself, which is really sad, because his words really ring true for me. My ancestry is, I'm not sure, I've never done a DNA ancestry thing. And I started going on family tree sites just before I started looking on YouTube, and something stopped me from doing it. I didn't want anybody to know my information and stuff like that, which is funny because here I am now, like, talking about it on YouTube. But yeah, look, there's 4 now. Is it? No, fucking hell. Can you see now? 4 crows. 4 big crows. Let me go and have a look. Because sometimes they come over to you. I'll have to look. Let's see if they'll come over. I can't zoom in. Look at that. I wish it looked closer, because it's really quite close. Oh look, one's flown off. And I always think, how long should I watch them for? I was going to go and he didn't. I'm just starting to feel like I've spent a lot of time outside. Not enough to cut the grass properly, I've only done half of it. But one keeps going. But what I feel like is that there's fields of energy which affect everything in waves. I can see things now, and that's when I look batshit crazy when I'm talking and things like that happen. But what I see is like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like mist, but it's like grey, like you'd imagine. Yeah, like that. Yeah. They look like heat waves going past. Maybe they are heat waves, but I'm in the shade here, so I don't know. Anyway, I just feel like there's these certain, like... God, I'm mental. I can see so much stuff in the sky. I'm not mental. But my eyes have changed. Or reopened. Yeah, and the crows have gone now. Let's go and wash the pots. But the birds, the bees, the trees, everything sort of like, they all like, we all move in the energies or dispel in the energies. And the butterflies will come down and the birds will come down, and then you'll hear all the singing. And all the clouds will then look beautiful, or you'll see like a rainbow cloud, or... Yeah. Anyway, back to that, yeah. I've been remembering scenes in my head, like this song says, hearing the songs from the places where I was born, and upon a hill across a blue lake. It's like, this is where my mind goes. It's like always the same place, and it's like, there's like a blue lake, or it's like how I'd perceive it in my head would be like how somewhere like in like, the only place I've been to in Italy is Lake Garda, but you know, like mountains and water as opposed to beach. It wasn't, yeah, just beautiful mountains. And yeah, back to the ancestry. So all I know is that I've got heritage from Ireland. My grandma was Irish. She was rhesus negative too. My dad's side, he's always said he's Viking. I don't know if that's true or not. I've not done any ancestral things, but I'm always drawn to Scandinavia, where I think Avicii was from actually. Yeah, so in my mind's eye, there's beautiful, lush, green mountains, hills, and lakes everywhere, and that's where I was from. And that is a place where I've been visiting during waking or meditation, and it's the place where I went to when I was in extreme pain during my labours. One actually, because the first one, yeah. When you think you're going to die, or your pain is so much, whatever. I went to that place, it just took me to that place for, I don't even know how long it was, because it's so surreal, the whole giving birth, pushing out a body through your vagina is, It's definitely something. But yeah, so I'm just interested if anybody else's go-to places are like that. And also, I've been thinking a lot about near-death experiences that I've had growing up. And probably me being such a tomboy, or thinking that I was strong or whatever as a kid, I didn't class anything as dramatic. It was just one of those events that had happened. But thinking back now, there's bloody loads where I should have died. And during those moments when I'm remembering, I'm seeing and feeling the whole thing again, and seeing the input from something bigger than myself. For example, I nearly drowned in snow once. Died in snow, and this is crazy. I won't say the whole story, but I was on a snowboarding holiday and drinking, obviously, so much. Stumbling back to the apartment, couldn't find my way, and I thought that's a shortcut. And I jumped over this fence, and it must have been a tennis court or something, because there was like fencing around. But the snow, one side, because in the resort, obviously, the roads had been scooped and swept and all that, but somehow I'd got into this thing, and it was literally up to there, this snow. Pushing my way through it, got my passport, phone in my pocket and all that. Anyway, I just realised that I could die there, and so I just gave up. I just gave it up after a while. It was just such a strange, I can't even explain what was going on and how long it was going on for, but I just sort of like ended up just allowing myself to just sit there in this snow and just relax my body and go, oh. And then I was like rescued. I think I shouted out, that was it. I just shouted out, because I'd not been shouting out, because I just hadn't. And I thought, and I shouted out anyway, and then some people appeared. And I can't remember how many or who, but anyhow I got out of this thing, and loads of things like that over the years. That I've just, like, getting electrocuted, like I mentioned in one of my other videos, as a kid, and yeah, and you just don't, I don't know, for some reason I didn't like think, oh yeah, near-death experience, but I was in a different place when these things were happening at the moment of surrender. So yeah, it's just interesting, isn't it? It's just interesting. It's beautiful. Just interesting. It's all interesting to me, and I'm having some energy that I'm receiving, and I'm feeling like it's from the outside in terms of environmental. This is what I'm feeling. I feel like I've got a lot going on in real life and in, like, in my head at night and stuff, in my subconscious, sorting things out and progressing and stuff. Oh my gosh. But it's only tobacco. But yeah, it's like I'm having thoughts about where I've been before. I don't know, things feel different outside. I feel like I'm receiving literal energy. And that is what confuses me, because that's the part, it seems that we can either all talk about ascension and galactic influences and light bodies, or there's the other sort of type of notice or observational focus, which is just on the sky and the environmental. And I know there's definitely people that interweave them, but there's not many. It's not sort of like, it's like I feel like I'm noticing around me and the people around me that everybody's sort of caught up in this energy, and so I'm trying to figure out if it's just mine that I'm creating, and like if I'm sort of like buzzing on my own somewhere and people are getting drawn into it, or if it's like I feel it's like it's coming from there, it's coming from outside into my body, and I'm like trying to get through it. I don't know. It's just it's like my brother, for example. He's not awake. I don't speak to him much, but he texted me the other week when I was having very strange things going on, telling me that he'd just seen 2 birds drop dead out of the sky as he was having a cigarette on his balcony, and it shocked him. One outside, and it scared him, so he went in on the balcony and he went downstairs out of his front door to finish off the cigarette somewhere else where he didn't have to look at this tree where this dead bird had just dropped down from. And as he was out having another one, having the half of the other bit, another one dropped down dead, and things like that. And it's like we've just got to be aware of what's going on in our bodies and try and be honest about what it could potentially be. Like, I feel like I'm getting energy waves from a place and the different ones, and they all seem to be in the sky, which is then it makes me think if things are of a holographic nature, then what is the deal with the physical energy and the physical implications from planets, etc.? It's like, are they part of the I mean, it's just sort of just interesting. It's just interesting to me. It's like, I feel like in a few years when people look back, I can't wait to show my kids these when they're old enough to watch and stuff, because it's like, I feel like I'm trying to suss out a new world, and it's like really, really creepy sometimes. I'll show you another creepy thing as well. It's not creepy really, but it's the first painting that I did. Look at that. Symmetry's awful, isn't it? But like, oh my god, the symmetry's way off. I'll blame the flip of the camera for this. But yeah, maybe I'm an alien. I'm a legal alien. But I don't know, it's just, you know, things like that that's interesting to me. And all the books, now looking around, all the books that I've been surrounded by, they've got certain meanings to me now, or certain things, or certain paintings that I've drawn at certain times, certain books, certain anything. It's like you sort of like look around and you start going, oh, and there's little bits that sort of slot into place, which can be unnerving if you're not sure what you're looking at and nobody else is talking about it. So anyway, I'm just interested. Has anybody else been going to a special place? And is it the same place as I go to? A hill across a blue lake?